Hey guys, welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are finally discussing Regimen Lab. This is a skincare brand that was declared by many as the hottest skincare brand of 2021. Well, 12 months has passed since all of that hype, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to actually review the brand now things have started to calm down. Is it really as good as a lot of people said it was on launch, and is it a brand that you should include in your own skincare routine? As with anything, there are some pros and some cons, which we're going to talk about in today's video, and I'm going to share with you my thoughts, feelings, opinions on each and every one of their products. So sit back, relax, let's talk all things Regimen Lab. Now, before we get into this video, I know that this brand has its absolute devotees that adore it. There's also a lot of people that just don't really have any interest in trying the products. I would say I sit somewhere in between. I think it was a little bit overhyped on launch, which is one of the main reasons I didn't rush out and grab it. But of course, curiosity got the better of me, and I wanted to put some of their products on order so I could see what all the fuss was about. Like I said, I had a mixed experience, which I'm going to share with you in today's video, but I really want you guys to share your own experiences. Sound off in the comments section below with the products that you've tried, what results that you got, because like I said, these are just my thoughts, feelings and opinions, and yours are equally as valid. So let's get that conversation going in the comments section below. Whatever your thoughts and feelings on Regimen Lab, if you like the channel, you like the content we create here on Mad About Skin, and you want to see more single brand reviews like this, let me know by reaching down and give this video a thumbs up and a like. I've got a lot to get through in this video, so let's just cut that waffle and delve straight on in. Now, normally with a full brand review, I'll start with an overview of the brand itself. That's quite difficult with Regimen Lab because they're about 12 months old, so not a lot of water has gone under that bridge. There's not a whole lot to discuss, other than the fact they went viral practically on day one. People went mad for the unique and innovative look of the products and the packaging. People seemed to adore and praise the formulations that they were delivering, and they had like their unique selling point, which was being a peer-reviewed skincare brand, which a lot of people thought could be like the way forward and a bit of a disruptor in the industry. They came with a relatively high price point, particularly when you look at a lot of our skincare budgets. I wouldn't say that Regimen Lab were in any way like drugstore unaffordable, but people said honestly it was worth paying more in order to get more. I didn't join that scrabble on launch because I kind of thought, you know what, there are enough reviews here on YouTube. I didn't really feel the need to like throw my piece in at the same time. That might have been a little bit of overload. But curiosity, like I said, got the better of me, and I did want to try their products, which is why I thought, after that hype has subsided, I've put their products through their paces over the last, say, 6 to 8 months. I can now share with you my thoughts, feelings and opinions, and we can kind of have a look at things and whether Regimen Lab are worth including in our skincare routine. In this style of video, I always like to start with the positives, the pros first. Let's get that message of positivity out there. And there's definitely quite a few with Regimen Lab. So let's start with really good formulations. Not all of their products were ding 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 holy grails. I'm going to come on to the individual products, my thoughts and feelings later on in the video. And I've timestamped that below if you just want to jump to that section of the video. I think the formulations on the whole were good. There were definitely more hits than they were misses, which is really, really appreciated. And I like the fact that they were using different ingredients to what was standard in a lot of formulations, and that they were using them in a way to really deliver maximum benefit. You could tell that there was thought behind each and every single product, the ingredients that they used, how they interacted with the other ingredients. This wasn't just a hastily thrown together skincare launch. Years of preparation had clearly gone into it, and I think that is really, really nice to see. The second thing I loved was the transparency of the brand. Now, I know this doesn't matter to everyone, geeks and nerds like me that love to know the full percentage and the concentrations of every active in every product I use will go mad for Regimen Lab and just how transparent they are on their website. Lots of people honestly don't care, and that is absolutely fine. If you're just looking for the results and the product works for you, so you don't really care what the concentrations are, that is just as valid. But if you like to geek out on concentrations and formulations, then Regimen Lab make that really, really easy. On their website, they break down the concentrations of all their active ingredients and give you a little bit of a summary of what that ingredient's doing, how it works with the skin, and I think that is really, really nice to see. They kind of led the way with this, and I've seen since the Regimen Lab launch, a lot of other brands are kind of following suit, trying to catch up. So in that sense, I think they have been a little bit disruptive in the skincare world, and I am living for that. Finally, if we talk about the fact they launched practically worldwide on day one. Now, lots of brands launch primarily in the States first, and might launch in Europe, and then slowly grow out and out and out. That's a little bit frustrating because things catch on, become viral online, and everyone wants to get their hands on it. You then look and find out it's not available in your country, and it's just a bit disappointing. It's not that hard to launch internationally with quite a bit of planning in advance, and I really applaud Regimen Lab for doing that, making sure that their products were as accessible as possible on day one. Now, I'm not going going to badmouth brands that don't do this, because like I say, a lot of planning and effort does go into it. But you know what? Clearly, as with their formulations, a lot of planning went into the distribution side of things, which meant that as many people as possible could try the products if they wanted to get their hands on it. Finally, they do, for European Union customers, they do include the customs charge and the VAT in all their pricing at checkout. So whilst the price on the website will come with a few additional charges, it's all done up front. So before you hand your credit card details over, you know exactly what you're going to be paying. Now, this won't matter to a lot of people in the rest of the world, but the European Union do make it pretty difficult when it comes to collecting customs charges and also VAT fees. There's a lot of additional processing and handling charges if you don't pay it up front, and the bill can mount up and up. Brands that sort all this out for you in advance do take a lot of the admin and the stress out of that. And whilst, you know, they're not legally obliged to do this, it's really nice that Regimen Lab want to go that extra effort for their customers. And I think, you know, this again is something that should be applauded. Say, if you don't live in the European Union, this will mean nothing to you. But if you're an EU customer and you've shopped outside the European Union, you'll know how frustrating this is. So it's nice when brands actually take that stress out of things, and Regimen Lab have done that. So again, a big thumbs up for that. Now, with all those pros, there do come some cons that I kind of want to call out in this section of the video. Let's start with the formulations. So some of the formulations, as I mentioned earlier, were really great. Some of them, not so great. And again, not worthy of the slightly higher price point that this brand commands. More information will be given later on when we look at the individual products, but I don't think, you know, when people were talking about this brand, they kind of held them up to be like the best skincare brand ever without a single miss in their whole collection. That's not the case, and as with all brands, they have their holy grails and total fails. It's all about knowing what you want to shop for within that brand so you can maximize your coin before you invest in products that won't work. Not all their formulations are gold standard in my view. Also, come on to the price point itself. It is a little bougie and it is a little bit up there. You know, you can definitely tell that you're paying more and you are getting more for that extra coin. You look at the formulations, it's really, really clear that a lot of time, effort, research and formulation has gone into the products. And I don't mind paying a little bit more for that. But I still think with some of their products, particularly their Vitamin X serum, it is quite a luxury, quite a high-end price point. And maybe, you know, I expected just a little bit cheaper when I look at the ingredients and some of the other options on the market that rival it. Finally, when it comes to their shipping, whilst they do generally get praise online for the speed of their shipping, which is a huge tick in the box, you do actually have to spend quite a lot in order to qualify for free shipping. Now, it's great that the brand offer free shipping, but I think, you know, when you look at the high price point that they're charging, I would have expected that free shipping rate to just be a little bit lower. I think this is going to come down to personal preference and budgets, but I compared and contrasted it again to some other brands in the market, and they do have a relatively high free shipping quota that you have to reach. And that's something that I hope they will address in the future. So overall, before we come on to the products, I think generally Regimen Lab are a good guy in the skincare world. I think they're a little bit on the higher price point than I would personally want to reach for. Again, that comes down to individual budget, and they're always sending me like 20% off email, so you can definitely save some of your coin if you kind of look for those discount codes and apply them. I think I would like to see their shipping quota for free shipping reduced just a little bit, but when you buy one of their standout quality formulations, you do genuinely get quite a lot for what you're paying for. So let's come on to those products and formulations themselves. I think the product that got the most hype was the one that I enjoyed the least. This is their Vitamin X serum. So many people said that this worked really well for their hyperpigmentation, their dark spots and discoloration. This is very much badged as a protective antioxidant serum though, and the Regimen Lab team say that this has the highest number of antioxidants of any serum on the market. It's not actually true, and if you do a bit of research, there are some others that have the same or higher number of antioxidants in there, but still it is a ridiculously comprehensive antioxidant serum, which I love. My issue with this is the low pH that it comes with. They advertise the pH as being between 2.5 and 3. That is so acidic. It's the sort of thing you expect to see with like an exfoliating acid, or actually probably a little bit lower than a lot of exfoliating acids on the market, and I got a lot of sensitivity and a lot of irritation from this product, and to the point where I just didn't want to use it. Now, this isn't going to be the same for everyone. All our skin is unique, so you need to bear that in mind, and you know, what might sensitize my skin might be absolutely wonderful on yours. But you know, the more I used it, the more sensitive my skin got, and in the end I just gave up on it, which is a shame because it is the highest priced of all of their products, and maybe I just expected a little bit more. This is where I think getting the conversation going is really important. Do you guys love this serum? Would you never be without it? Is it like your hyperpigmentation antioxidant antioxidant holy grail. Let me know in the comments section below. This is just my experience. I like the fact they had a lot of antioxidants in here in good concentrations, but that pH was really problematic on my skin and I just didn't enjoy the product. For me, I would always go back to this. This is the NIOD Survival, which is just as comprehensive in terms of its antioxidant potential, but it's got a more skin compatible pH. You don't get all that sensitivity, and I just think it's a better product at around half the price of the Regimen Lab Vitamin X serum. So why would I reach for Regimen Lab when I kind of have everything I need in the NIOD Survival, and for me it just works better with my skin. The Level serum, on the other hand, I absolutely loved. Now I got a little bit confused on launch because a lot of people were saying like the best hyperpigmentation serum was the Vitamin X serum, which on their website very much branded as an antioxidant serum. It's the Level serum that they say is the best for hyperpigmentation. So I think, there is a little bit of confusion. Maybe it's created by reviews here on YouTube rather than the brand themselves, but I think there is a little bit of crossover into these two products. But this was much better tolerated by my skin. The Level serum, I got some really good results with in terms of fading my hyperpigmentation. My skin appeared brighter after I'd used just one bottle of it, and this is probably the one product of all of the ones I have from Regimen Lab that I probably would repurchase and recommend to you guys the most. Really nice, comprehensive hyperpigmentation treatment. Yes, it's a little bit more bougie and higher price than some of the others on the market, but I did get really, really quick and good results from it, so I kind of don't mind paying that price point again. Now, let's come on to their Wave serum. This one, I think, is the one that has the best formulation behind it. So when you think hydrating serum, the mind automatically goes to hyaluronic acid. And every brand will just pack something full of hyaluronic acid because it's dirt cheap to formulate with, and people kind of know what it is as an ingredient, and then they'll sell it as a hydrating serum. Now, it would have been perfectly fine for Regimen Lab to just go down that route, but they didn't. They thought, you know what, we can do better. And they actually say on their website that hyaluronic acid isn't like the be-all and end-all of hydration, and there are better humectants out there. There absolutely are. And in here, you've just got a really nice range of different humectants that are going to deliver far in excess of a boring, bog-standard hyaluronic acid serum. I won't be repurchasing this because I don't feel I need all that additional hydration, but if you have a drier skin type, I think this is a really nice hydrating serum that's elevated amongst all of the other competitors on the market. And again, I don't mind paying a little bit more for this formula when you think of the various different humectants you get, and it's just not relying on hyaluronic acid, which is in just about every step of our skincare routine. Now, finally, we have the cleanser and the moisturizer. The moisturizer is called the Cream Moisturizer, and the cleanser has a really difficult to pronounce name, which I'm going to leave on the image on here. Cleanser, absolutely terrible. I don't think it was very effective at all at removing dirt, debris, or multiple layers of SPF. It's definitely one that you have to use in conjunction with a balm or an oil-based cleanser. I just don't do that every day. It wasn't very effective. I still felt it stripped and dried my skin, even though like front and center of the marketing is how gentle it is. And no, I just won't be repurchasing this at all. If you read a lot of the reviews, even from the Regimen Lab fangirls out there, they do call this cleanser out as being pretty pants. So I think this is a bit more universal than just my opinion, and I was left pretty disappointing. The same goes for their cream serum, which a lot of people said was really great. It had like the perfect ratio of ceramides to cholesterol to free fatty acids to boost the barrier function of the skin. So I was all about that and really excited to try it. It was so thick, it was so greasy, it was so gloopy on the skin. It just wasn't a pleasure to use. I also found it broke me out, but again, I am very oily and acne prone, so bear that in mind. It might work better for your skin type. That's something you should always consider. But I do feel like the bookends of the routine, the cleanser and the moisturizer, I felt a little bit disappointed with. Now, I have heard that that moisturizer works so much better on a drier skin type, and I think that's very much who it's formulated for. So if that's your individual skin type and you need that really thick and occlusive moisturizer, I think this could work for you. But if you read, all the bump that comes out from Regimen Lab themselves, they kind of say this is universal and will work for all skin types. So I think they're setting themselves up for failure, particularly for people with combination or oily skin types. I think this might just be a bit rich and thick. So there you have it, guys. What I think is like my honest, unsponsored, I haven't been sent any PR from Regimen Lab. I bought all the products myself and I put them through their paces over the past 8 months. I'd say that I don't think the brand is worthy of all the hype and praise they got on launch, but I do think they're a really good skincare brand. Like every brand, they have their hits and they have their misses. I definitely think that Wave serum is a wonderful addition to any skincare routine that requires just a little extra hydration, but you don't want to rely on hyaluronic acid. And I really, really like their Level serum for tackling hyperpigmentation, dark spots and discoloration. That vitamin X seems to work so well for a lot of people, but my skin couldn't tolerate it, so do bear that in mind if you're particularly sensitive skinned, and I do find that the cleanser and the moisturiser was a bit of a firm pass. What are your thoughts, feelings and opinions? Sound off in the comment section below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye!